So I believe we all have this unique imprint on our souls. I call it your sacred soul code. This is the truest expression of who you are and what you're meant to do in this lifetime. It consists of this bundle of energy that makes you, you. And it's driven by your gut instincts, your soul's GPS. And if you master this calling of your sacred soul code, I believe that you will be living a life of your truest form and your truest purpose. Your purpose will be known, your passions will be set free, and you will let your light shine so bright that you're going to leave a big, huge mark on this world. So the theory of the Sacred Soul Code is about actually turning your way of moving through life from your thought form to your feelings. What does your gut feel? What does your heart tell you? Knowing how you actually want to feel is one of the most potent forms of clarity that you can have. This is a gift if you can nail this. So generating those feelings is the most powerfully creative thing you can do with your life. And this actually becomes, again, destination true north. So let's talk about goal setting for a second. How does that make you feel? A lot of people have different responses to what goal setting really is about. So here are some of the common responses that I've heard around what goal setting makes people feel. So terrified, bored. I had a response, I love getting goals, but following through is where I get stuck. Another one was, goals are like landmarks to me. Identifying them sets me on the right path, and while I may not reach every single one of them, just being able to see them on the horizon and in the general landscape of my journey keeps me in line and processing. That's a lot. I loathe goal setting, so it just doesn't happen. Goal setting feels like a have-to burden, so I stop. Goal setting freaking sucks. That's another one. I couldn't make it happen without them. So there's a lot of variation of how people feel about goals. What words do you actually use to describe your feelings about goal setting? So think of that for a second, jot it down in your journal. What do you think of? What do you feel? What are the goal setting feeling words that come to mind? And then how do you want to feel about goals? So what would be the tangible feeling that you would love to obtain when you think about goals? So I want you to think about a time that you actually set out to make a goal and then you flat out failed. You decided that maybe mid-course that you needed to make a correction and it worked out, or maybe you mid-course corrected and it bombed. The goal happened later than you intended and you super exceeded the goal. So any of those scenarios ever happened? And if so, I'm sure something of that scenario happened. So how did you feel with those different situations? Right? So we're starting to turn away from thought form and into feelings. Because my perspective on goal settings, it's really quite simple. If you're miserable when you hit your target, then it's not really a victory. Truly believe that. The freer you feel and the happier you are, the more you have to give and the more doors just open up. Feeling good along the way doesn't mean you don't have to work your ass off and to get what you want. It means that you get to joyously work your ass off. So I'm going to repeat that. You get to joyously work your ass off. You don't complain much about what it takes to make things happen. You can do the work with a joyful heart. And sometimes that work is terrifying, it's trying, it's even grueling. You know, cycling in the pouring rain or late night rewrites, struggling to open your heart after you've slammed it shut. Honoring your word when it would be way more convenient to change your mind. When you're connected to the greater purpose of an intention, honoring the call of your heart, not just proving yourself that there's pleasure in the process and you can pull off some amazing feats. Want to feel good more than you want to check that accomplishment off your list? Can I get a hell yes? How about want to feel good more than you want to please other people? Oh, hell yes, I'm signing up for that. How about want to feel good more than you want to look good? Want to feel good more than you want to look good. I would agree to that, hell yes. And what if you just want to feel good? Anybody out there want to just feel good? I hope every single person watching this, hands are raised. This is what it means to have soul-centered goals. They're these life-affirming intentions and heart-lifting wishes, plans that are ever-expanding and liberating. Some people will fall into the I hate goals and refuse to set them category, and that's fine. And others maybe haven't even considered the possibility of using another term. But this is an opportunity to help you consciously choose which words actually are preferred vocabularies around the process of goal setting, and then the language that resonates around that. So I want to make an important point here that a person can actually choose not to have precise goals, but they still can make choices and take specific actions with the intention of generating a certain feeling, right? Does that make sense? So if the word goal doesn't resonate, that's totally great. It's totally cool, it doesn't matter, but let's acknowledge that if we're actually going down this path and we're in this program, that you want to actively create your life, right? That's why you're here. So whatever language you put around that, conscious creation is happening here, and that's the main point, okay? So call it what you may, and here are some other words other than goals. I don't really love the word goals, so here's some words that you may substitute for the word goals. You could say vision, you could say mission, you could say wishes, aims, objectives, aspirations, intentions, and then goals, of course, is the word. If there's other words you come up with, shoot it onto our Facebook page. I would love to know what your favorite goal setting word is that replaces the word goal. Does any one of these words, though, resonate more than the other? Would you prefer to make up something completely different instead? What matters most is that you actually choose a word that has this gravitational pull for you without weighing you down. So part of a healthy relationship to material attainment and external pursuits is the language that you give it. It's the language and the energy that come together to make it possible. So does intention feel more empowering than vision? That's an example. Does goal maybe feel more stabilizing than a wish? Does aspiration feel more fluid than mission? Does holy life list feel more inspiring than goals? You can start to feel that the language of what you put for your word with goals really changes your experience with it. So it doesn't matter what you choose, you can measure whatever you want with whatever you want to call it, however you want to measure it. But the goal is to have something that really resonates you and fires you up inside. So just be in the right relationship with the word or words that you choose. And by right relationship, I'm actually referring to that feels really good to be in most of the time. So when you're goal setting, if you replace it with intention creating, then make sure that you feel good most of the time. Or bridge the connection really between how you want to feel and what will actually make you feel the way you want to feel. This is really, really powerful. Soulful goals, this is what will lead you into soulful confidence. And this is truly your sacred soul code.